Hey there, my name is Stacy Phillips and I'm a certified health coach, and today is March 18th, 2014, and I have a little bit of a change of scenery today. I am out here in our community garden for our little subdivision here called Agritopia, and just enjoying the day. It's a beautiful March day. It's just about spring weather here in Arizona, and nice breeze blowing, but I just wanted to just be outside today. It's just gorgeous, getting a little bit of healthy vitamin D, and do my video log from here. So let me just show you what I'm looking at right now. Behind me is our grapevines, and behind that is the community farm. I don't know if you can see that, and houses and things like that, but we have farmland out here and houses, and I'm going to turn you around so you can actually see our community garden that's available to, you can rent plots and things. Can you see that? Let me have a look here. Yes, okay. I can't see the screen because it's so bright on there, but I'm just going to show you a little bit and hope that you can get a good idea of what's in. And people rent little garden plots and do their gardening here for their own households. So I myself don't have a community garden here in this plot, but I can sit here and enjoy. Um, I just dropped my water bottle. I can sit here and enjoy watching the plants grow and watching the birds fly by and the butterflies and all of that. So the reason I'm out here today and I'm using this as a backdrop is because this is the site of my very first marathon. Um, 2 days ago, well, actually last week, I got really the idea that I really wanted to. Oh, here comes one of the farm vehicles. No, there it goes. Okay. Well, let me preface the story by saying in 2007, I ran a half marathon. It was after I had, quote unquote, lost weight the first time. And I trained for a half marathon, and the books told me that if I trained up to 10 miles running, that I could run 13 on race day. And so I trained up to 10 miles, and I found out that while running the half marathon, it was the Boulder Backroads Half Marathon, and I found out that if you train up to 10 miles, you can indeed run 10 miles. And so I ended up walking the last 3 because I bonked at mile 10. So this time with my training for the Paris Marathon, I had already trained up to 20 miles because the books told me if I trained up to 20 miles that I could run 26.2 on race day. Well, I have to say that based on prior experience, I was just a little bit skeptical about that claim, and so I wanted to test the waters myself and do a quote-unquote trial run, an actual trial run of the marathon distance that I would be doing in Paris. And that was twofold. First of all, I wasn't dead set on having my first marathon be Paris. I did want my first marathon race to be Paris, and it is. But I trained up to 27.3 miles on Sunday because I wanted to make sure that I didn't get swept. And what that means, I didn't want to get there and be swept from the race course. Oh, hang on, somebody's coming. I don't want to be talking to myself. I'm going to pretend I'm working on my computer. All right, so what I mean by getting swept is I didn't want, when you do a race like that, in Paris, any large city, my understanding is that there is a sweep vehicle. They call it a support vehicle, but it's really a sweep vehicle. And they sweep the streets, not actually sweep as in a broom, but they they follow along behind the race participants at a pace that would be equivalent for the marathon anyway of an 8-hour marathon. And because they only have permits and things to close the roads for a certain amount of time. And I believe that the time cutoff is 8 hours in Paris. I'm not positive, but I'm going on a hunch based on previous information that I've looked at for different races. So the sweep vehicle, the support van, follows along at a pace that would be equivalent of an 8-hour marathon, so that when the 8 hours from the start of the marathon is complete, they can open all the roads again and not have to worry about anybody being stuck in a certain portion of the race, not having finished yet and being in danger of getting hit by a car. So I think that's like an agreement they make with the city, that they set a time limit and they can use this course and block off traffic for 8 hours, and then it's done. So in order for people not to be at the very end and almost done, they just basically maintain an 8-hour pace. And if you fall behind the 8-hour pace, you get swept. So you got to stay in front of the vehicle if it's coming behind you, and maintain at least an 8-hour pace. So I wanted to make sure, I wanted to kind of see what my pace was in general if I was just kind of plodding along. And so in doing that, I decided to go ahead and run the distance and do the whole thing based on a certain pace. Some strange looks. Anyway, I got some strange looks just now. Oh no, that's okay. I'm used to that. Anyway, I wanted to do the race and see what pace I was going to need to maintain in order to not get swept. And to be able to finish the race. See if I needed to speed up things a little bit, push a little harder, or if I was doing okay. So on Sunday morning, I got up at 3:30 this last Sunday. Would that be the 17th? The 16th of March. I got up at 3:30 in the morning, and I got my gear on. I had my meal replacement, my oatmeal, my brown sugar maple oatmeal. And I went ahead and got on my running gear and put on my iPad, started up my Strava GPS, exercise tracker, so I could track the miles around the neighborhood as I ran them. And I took off. And I knew that I'd be running for at least 6 hours. I had no idea how much beyond that, but I knew 6 hours minimum. So I just said in my mind, okay, get a good pace and run for 6 hours. So 6 hours came and went. The first 3.5 hours, well, first when I got out, the stars were out, the moon was up, it was pitch black. It was 4 o'clock in the morning when I started running around my neighborhood, just around and around and around. And so it was really interesting being up for a couple of hours before the sun, and even a couple of hours before the birds. Like, the birds didn't even start chirping until 5:38, and I had already been running for an hour and 38 minutes. So when the moon set and the sun came up, and I was running and running and running and running and running and running and running. Anyway, Strava finally told me that it took me 7 hours and 10 minutes to do my marathon distance. Actually, I did 27.3 miles. And the reason I did 27.3 miles instead of just the marathon distance of 26.2 is because a couple weeks ago when I did 20 miles, I did 20.6 according to my Strava, application on my iPhone. And then when I went ahead to record the run, I recorded it and it said 20.6, and then when I said save, end run save, it saved it as 19.9. And I said, what? You stole 0.7 miles from me, and I'm on record now. It's only running 19.9 when I know I ran 20.6. So this time I didn't want Strava to take away a mile from me. I figured, well, even if they take away a full mile, I want to have it recorded, for posterity's sake as me having run the distance, at least 26.2 miles. So I went ahead and ran 27.4 miles, and when it recorded it, when it saved it as 27.3. So it was kind. It only took away a tenth of a mile from my actual run. So how do I feel? I feel great. I feel prepared. I feel like I did what I could every day and stayed true to my running program. Was I 100% on program as far as my running? No, but my general orientation was toward running the marathon. And so therefore, um, I mostly did activities that supported my goal, and now I'm prepared. So I want to use that just very quickly as a tie-in for our programs, our programs to get healthy. We may not act 100% in accordance with our long-term health goals, but it's not what we do the every once in a while that really determines our direction. It's our habits. Our habits determine our direction. So what are you in the habit of doing? What am I in the habit of doing? Do I wake up every morning and say, okay, I am pursuing health today and I'm going to do those things today that further my goal? Or do I wake up in the morning and I'm all frazzled and I let the day descend upon me and happen to me, and everything is chaos and I couldn't get this and that in because I didn't have this with me, and I didn't drink all my water because I just ran out of time, and I just, it got to be all of a sudden it was 4 o'clock and I had only had 2 meals. And, I mean, have you ever had those days? I used to, before I really got intentional and clear about what I wanted. I used to have those days also, and where you feel you're not in control of your choices. Really, you feel like you're just going through your day and getting through it and letting it happen to you, instead of you happening on your day. So let me challenge you today, and I'm going to challenge myself as well. Um, how is today going to be different than those frazzled, chaotic days of the past where I didn't feel like I was in control of where I was headed with my health or pretty much anything else? How is today going to be different? Am I going to have it on my day today? Am I going to plan my day and implement my plan? Or am I going to just kind of be, I don't want to say victim, but yeah, I do, a victim of my day? So, yeah, I challenge you to sort of look at your day and say, whatever day it is, if you're, seeing this video log tomorrow or the next day, or I'm already in Paris or whatever, just think about, the next couple days. What can you do first thing in the morning to choose health? What are the habits and rituals that you can set up in your day to promote health? And become crystal clear on where you're going with your health, because life's good here. I have to tell you, life is good here in health, and I really, can say with all my heart that attaining optimal health has been both one of my biggest challenges in my life and my greatest victories, and most joyful time. It's not a big bummer attaining health. It's super fun. And now I'm moving into ultra health, and that's even super funner. Those are not words. Do not report me to Grammarly, please. Um, anyway, so I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, I am a free certified health coach. I can help you bring optimal health into your life if that is something you desire. So please email me at stacyphillips@gmail.com. That's StacyMichellellips @gmail.com. We can get you on the path to optimal health utilizing the tools for the program that I coach for. If you do already have a health coach with our program, please reconnect with them, because it is not my policy to accept transfer clients. So please reconnect with them, and your coach will help you assist you to optimal health as well. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.